with a blanket.
Without the pan. Okay, this is it. Ito na.
I think it's that one.
Do I have any gun? Ano tong tanong na to? Sunod tanong na to.
Oh
Asya?
yeah. Proof that something is related to something.
Present evidence?
Emma and Lana and killing.
Present na tayo?
If you think you have any proof, hold on. Let me see if I can get a quick recap somewhere. Uh, Evidence. Lost item. Alright. The screwdriver. You proved that Gant could have possibly murdered Goodman in the place, the evidence room,
So, present ang
and then you
evidence
hid
tayo?
the thing.
Present?
Decides to take a break. Remember, as the chief of police, Gant has the authority to refuse to testify. He can leave the courthouse unless you have concrete proof that he killed Goodman. You have a choice. Present or say you have no proof yet. Do you have proof that shows that Goodman was really killed by Gant?
Yeah. Sabi mo, screwdriver.
And if it's proof that the body might have been moved by Edgeworth, but doesn't prove that he killed.
I have no proof muna tayo.
Go with what you think is right.
Present evidence.
Can't let him just squirm his way out of this. I've got to keep the pressure on. Yes, Your Honor, I do have such evidence. Then please, hurry up and present it. Just remember, it better prove Chief can't murder Detective Goodman beyond a shadow of a doubt. So, I'm not reading it out loud since it's wrong.
Mm.
Damon Gant is the current chief of police. This court will not tolerate any accusations against him without concrete proof. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have any concrete proof? Proof that Chief Gant murdered Detective Goodman and made Miss Sky dispose of his body? What do you have?
Ito, pwede to.
Not really.
Ito?
Yeah. It's remember, it's still not really, and that's from the 2 years ago. Doesn't have anything to do with the present murder.
Pwede ito.
That's Marshall's fingerprints. That proves nothing. When you eliminate all impossibilities, what must remain is the truth. That's what Diego Godot Armando used to say.
Baka ito.
Floor plans don't prove anything. You want me to give you the answer?
Yeah.
Alright. Go back
Back.
and say you have no proof yet.
Okay.
It's no use showing evidence I'm not even sure of myself. No, Your Honor. At present, I have no conclusive evidence. CUG. In that case, this court is forced to penalize you for your allegations against the chief. What? Here's a tip. Never gamble what you can't afford to lose, Righto. It seems that Lady Luck was on my side again today. Luck has sided with Yoshikage Kira. Okay, Yuji, I'll leave the rest to you.
Grabe, nakatakas na naman siya.
Very. I warned you earlier, Mr. Wright.
Ay, dito siya mag-aas. Yung braso ko, hindi ko magalang gumamitaw. Yeah? Ano pa ko?
This is an affront to a senior officer in our nation's law enforcement agency. Ah! Lady Luck, maybe we should have a word with her. Mr. Edgeworth, what do you mean? There's one lady who knows the real truth behind this trial. We haven't yet had the honor of hearing her testimony. A lady who knows the truth. Another witness. In the absence of conclusive evidence, the only other method of proof is testimony. But Chief Gannis invoked his right to refuse to testify. There's still someone else, one more witness who can answer all the questions. Raised in this trial, someone right in this very room. Mr. Edgeworth, who is this person?
Sila na?
Edgeworth can't call witnesses anymore. It's up to Phoenix. Just like how you called the Gant. Why are you asking me, Your Honor? Have you forgotten? The defense is the one calling witnesses today. Mr. Wright, does such a witness exist?
Sinusulan na.
She may not be willing to tell the truth, but we can't just stop now. Yes, Your Honor. The defense calls forth...
Lanas guy.
Go with what you think is right. She is in this room. The defendant, Miss Lana's eye. She was in the underground parking lot at 5:15 on February 21. I slept at 2, woke up at 8. I feel sleepy. Sorry if I sound. Sorry, I'm pretty sure the camera can tell. Her task to dispose of the victim's body.
May camera ba tayo o boses?
Just the voice, I mean. In accordance with a certain someone's orders. Mr. Edgeworth?
Wala naman ito yung judge. Mr. Edgeworth pa rin.
I know, right? The prosecution has no objections, Your Honor. Very well, the court will now take its final recess for the day. In 15 minutes, we will reconvene to hear the defendant's testimony. This court is now in Hold on.
Ha?
Huh?
Gano'n pa kami ha?
Chief Gat, I thought you were going to eat. Oops, I thought it was Lana. The talk.
Bakit siya?
Listen good, Lana.
Wala.
He's talking to Lana. I don't think you need me to tell you this, but if you accept Mr. Wright's claims, there will be terrible consequences. Bruh, that's right. Your sister will be found guilty for Neil Marshall's murder. Ah, this isn't good. Of course, you'd never support such outrageous claims anyway, right? Just something to think about. Alright then.
Nag-go for lunch.
I've got a lunch date to meet.
Hindi na.
Bye-bye. See you
Recess na.
later.
Recess.
Okay, if there are any more further objections, this court is now in recess.
Recess na, recess. Usap-usap na sila.
Oh yeah.
4 na oras na sila dyan. Di ba 10 pa lang yan?
Yeah.
Nagparikamot nga yung likod ko. Dito. Hindi ko
Nani?
makamot. Dito banda. Yan. Diin. Taas mo konti. Taas. Sige, spread it out. Dito banda. Yan, perfect. Yan. Oh,
Looks like we managed to stay in the game. Yeah, thanks to your help, Edgeworth. That chief, he's something else, eh, pals? Detective Gumshoe! I'm not a detective anymore.
Kawawa.
Oh yeah, sorry about that. Oh, don't worry. I've already decided where to work now.
Saan na siya?
What? At your office!
Kay Edward?
Phoenix!
Oh, Phoenix.
My
Kay
office?
Phoenix na kausap niya.
Sure! I'll take the place of that top-knot girl you used to work with. Assistant.
Pwede.
What do you mean? Maya? Still, looks like we're all out of moves now. Chief Gant's done it again. How is it he always gets the upper hand? Not fair he has the right to refuse to testify. Settle down, Wright. Remember what the judge said. And it's flashback and I don't voice those. Risks. What did he mean by that? It's simple. If the chief refuses to testify, the opposite also holds true. You mean he forfeits his right to say anything too?
Sino ba si Emma?
Emma, are you okay? Yeah, when I came to, I was in the medical office. I've been listening to the trial from the gallery.
Ha?
Gallery. Comedy Dewey. So she heard everything that's been going on. Emma, I'm sorry for what I said before. No, don't be. It was the truth. You know, it's funny. I almost feel somehow relieved. Relieved? Yeah. Now I finally know what really happened. I think that all this time, my sister was being blackmailed by that terrible man. And she did it all just to protect me. Ever since her appointment as chief prosecutor, everyone who knew her said she changed.
Because of that pananakot.
Yeah, perhaps it was easier that way for her. What do you mean? What do you think I need to follow Chief Gant's orders? She must have shut herself up deep inside. Forced herself to do anything and everything the chief told her to do. must be why she became so cold. It was all my fault. It's all because I murdered Mr. Marshall.
Oh, you
Hey,
did.
don't go blaming yourself now. If you want to blame anyone, blame society, pal. Chief Gant may be able to fool everyone else with his forgery, but he can't fool my memory. I remember now. I knocked Mr. Marshall into that armor. I see. Well, we'd better get back. It's time for the final act.
Balik sila doon.
Recess is almost over. Emma, why don't you wait? No, I'm going with you. I want to be there. And Lana tells the truth. Oops, spit. Let's go, Wright. It's time to end this. Could have ended there instead last time. Alright, let's go save and... You already saved.
Saan na tayo?
Go back.
Ito?
Yeah. Oh yeah, what a long session.
Kaya nga.
Now then, will the defendant Miss Lana Sky please take the stand?
Hindi na kinausap si Dad.
Miss Lana Sky, you are the chief prosecutor. I'm sure you're aware of what is required of you. But Mr. Edgeworth, you already know everything. You know all that I've done these past 2 years.
Wala.
Please provide the court with your testimony, Miss Sky. And remember, you are under oath. We want to hear the truth. Yes, if that ever mattered to anyone in the Phoenix Wright universe. Of course, the truth. Lana, no matter what happens, I'll always be your sister. Now then, your testimony, if you will. First, tell us about your relationship with Chief Gant. Everything hinges on your testimony. You're the only chance we have to get Gant.
Kaya nga eh, para matapos na rin yung paghihirap mo, Lana. Being the underdog.
I worked alongside Gant for years. There's no truth to this blackmail theory.
Yeah?
I fabricated the evidence 2 years ago all by myself.
Yeah.
When I found Prosecutor Marshall's body, I rearranged the crime scene. My only motivation was to get Dart convicted. It had nothing to do with Emma. Are you sure about this testimony? Your Honor, I'm confessing to a capital offense. Of course I'm sure. But Lana... If this is true, then that means Chief Gant has nothing to do with this. That's what I've been telling you from the beginning. Please, Mr. Wright, you've got to help her. She's sacrificing herself because of me. But what if she's telling the truth? She's not. I know my own sister. Whenever she speaks stiffly like that, she's hiding something inside. Deep down, she's really screaming in agony. And it's no time to start second-guessing myself. If only Apollo were here. The defense may now begin its cross-examination. No contradictions anywhere I can find. How many years exactly? Ever since I made senior detective. Let's see, I was 24 then, so that would be 5 years. Detective Gant and Detective Sky were legendary partners. I personally saw them testify on numerous cases. It must have been good coming from the same school as Mia. Damon Gant was a respectable detective. That's why. But think about it, Miss Guy. You didn't murder Detective Goodman. You told me as much yesterday in jail. You still don't get it, do you, Mr. Wright? Any testimony you cannot present in court is as useless as idle gossip. I stabbed Detective Goodman with a knife. And... did you do so to help your sister? Joe Dark was a serial killer.
Nilalabas na talaga si Emma.
My sister almost became his last victim that day. I didn't want that incident to ruin her life. Yeah. But what she did was justifiable self-defense. She wouldn't have been charged with anything. That's not the point.
Alam niya yun. Parang di ako lumaki ng ganyan.
She was traumatized that day, all because of that creep. That's why I couldn't forgive him. Lana. So that's why you fabricated the evidence 2 years ago? You say you did this all by yourself.
Bakit eh?
Is that pillow soon gonna end up like my other pillow?
No.
With a really shitty middle side. You say you did this all by yourself. Yes. Would you mind telling us what you found when you arrived at the crime scene? It seems I was the first person to discover the scene. The broken prosecutor award knife was stuck in the victim's body. What? The prosecutor Marshall died from an unfortunate accident. That's only a situation you dreamed was possible. The reality is, it wasn't my sister who took the prosecutor's life. Fantasize all you want, Mr. Wright, but I'll never change this statement. You mean, Prosecutor Marshall wound up being killed by Dark? Something like that. If that is so, what happened to the other murder weapon? Dark was carrying a switchblade knife. Oh, that was lying on the floor a little distance away. It was probably knocked away in the struggle. That's not how it went down. She's trying to cover up her lies with more lies. All just to protect me. So when you found a scene like this, what did you do? After all, this is what everything boils down to. Yes. I broke off the tip of Dark's knife, planted it inside the wound, then moved the body.
Like talaga pumatay kay Marshall. Ayun, na pala tayo, no? Ka-press.
Yeah? That's a new statement. That wasn't there before.
Kaya ito na now.
Yeah. Let's go. You planted the tip of Dark's knife in the victim's and then you moved the body? But why? Why would you do that?
Ang bilis, kahit di ka pinipress.
Yeah, that happens sometimes. You of all people should know Edgeworth. You've always had a good head on your shoulders. My head isn't that bad, but maybe I ought to ask for the sake of others. But why did you do that? Come now, Mr. Wright. Even you should be able to figure it out. Very well, let's add this to the witness's testimony. The reason Miss Guy fabricated the knife. I knew the tip of the weapon found buried in his body would be all the proof we needed. According to your testimony, Prosecutor Marshall's broken knife was the murder weapon, right? Yes, and leaving it at that point might point the blame away from Dark. I felt the most effective way to get him convicted would be by having the tip of his knife found inside the victim's body. So you buried it inside the victim's stab wound? Yes. Because I hated Dark for what he did. So you rearranged the crime scene. Are you sure you didn't do this to keep Emma from looking like the murderer? How many times do I have to tell you, Mr. Wright? Emma didn't do it. Period. Are you so desperate to hide that fact? You're willing to risk the death sentence? She's lying. She did it so I wouldn't be blamed for what happened. In any case, as a prosecutor, what I've done is unpardonable. There's nothing I can do to make up for my actions. Mr. Wright, my sister's lying. She said she's determined to protect you to the end. She insists she fabricated the evidence by herself. There's no way she could have done it alone. I've got to get Lana to talk more. If she's lying, then she's bound to slip up and make a contradiction. Back at the beginning.
Kasama kaya magpa-press. Nag-present pala.
Alright, well first, there's still one testimony we haven't heard. Instead of moving the body, why don't we ask why she moved, instead of asking why she moved the knife, what about the body? Where is it? Ah, here we go. When you showed up on the scene, where exactly was the victim's body? It was where you deduced it was, by Chief Gant's desk. The body was found by your desk. Why did you move it there? The reason for that is simple. Let's have the witness explain this in more detail. The reason Miss Kai moved the body. Pieces of the jar?
Yes?
Yes. Pieces of the jar, you mean? Yes, that wretched jar you showed us earlier. In order to show that Dark committed the crime, I thought it would be more I don't know that word. To move the body. So, when you first found the body, the jar was already... Of course, it had been shattered to pieces. If you looked at the crime scene, it would be clear right away what happened. Neil Marshall was dead and Dark was lying unconscious. In other words, the jar must have been broken during their struggle. I see. What's the matter, Emma? You're staring holes into your system. Apparently, the jar was shattered at the time the crime was committed. But I have a feeling there's more to it than that. There must be a contradiction here somewhere. Anyway, I committed this fabrication completely alone. Alright.
Wait lang.
Yeah. The contradiction is here now.
Represent na tayo sa mga ano niya.
Yes.
I work alongside him.
That's the last statement.
Dito tayo sa jar ng focus.
A good choice.
Represent din natin yung jar.
Hell yeah.
Present?
If you think it's right. You're right. Miss Guy, I understand how you feel. You committed that crime 2 years ago to protect your sister. You mean the forgery at the scene where Neil Marshall was murdered? If that truth were to be exposed now, the past 2 years of your life will have been in vain. Even so, I am compelled to bring to everyone's attention a significant contradiction within your testimony. A contradiction in my testimony? You testified, and I quote,
And I quote. Ang cold.
"The pieces of the jar that shattered during the events threatened my plan." That's right. You have a problem with that? It's a simple oversight, really. You see, a message was written in this jar with the victim's blood. Yes, the prosecutor must have written it in his final moments. Exactly so, and this is where the contradiction lies. In order for the victim to be able to write his message on the jar, it must not yet have been broken before he died. Ah. He couldn't have written Emma's name on a shattered jar. Yeah, because we were only able to get the message when we fixed it back together. Order! Order! Your Honor, it would appear more information is needed in regards to this jar and its bloody message. We may be missing something critical here. Something
Yun?
critical.
Hindi ko na-gets. Sabi nila na basag na yun nung dumating siya.
Mm-hmm. Do it outside.
Hello? Ay po. Po. Hello, Nick. Punta na naman ako sa City.
Do 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 do.
Alis na naman si Mami.
Another one.
Ah,
Can we continue now?
yeah.
Chief Prosecutor, it seems you're as in the dark as we are about the truth towards which we're headed. What?
Matapos na natin to ngayon?
No?
O bubiti, ano pa?
Yeah. Tomorrow will definitely be the last day though, I think. Just tell us exactly what you saw. We'll piece together the information to arrive at the truth.
Nagsisiloks ako ng ID, paalala mo na ka.
Very well. The witness may now continue her testimony.
Sansay naman. Grabe, unti-unti na. Every details na.
I immediately noticed the blood traces on the jar. But it was dark in the room and I didn't have time to check it out.
Sino nagbura ng blood?
To be safe, I wiped away the blood.
Siya pala.
Fragments were large, so I'm sure I got them all. Except you didn't. All I could think about was wiping them clean before they were discovered. There's already a blatant contradiction here. You were the one who wiped away the message in blood.
Sinagot agad yung ano ko eh. Tanungan.
I wasn't chief prosecutor at the time. She didn't think Dart was the real murderer. That's why she tried to erase the real evidence. Very well, the defense may now begin its cross-examination.
Binura niya yun kasi nabasa niya. Hindi naman niya nabasa yung eme. Ba't niya binura?
Just to be safe, apparently.
Pero ang pagpunta niya doon, ang iniisip niya talaga ang nakapatay si Emma.
I don't know.
Kasi bakit niya kailangan i-transfer yung body sa desk niya? Yun yung nakakaani. Bakit niya kailangan burahin? Eh, nakita naman niya si Emma, nakahandusay sa floor. So, paano niya iisipin na maaano si Emma kung hindi niya ipo-forge yung evidence?
So the jar was already broken. It's a miracle that thing hadn't broken earlier. It certainly looks as feeble as the defense's case. Not as feeble as the judge's judgment.
11, kakain na tayo.
Sure. You were an ace detective who never missed a detail. You really expect us to believe. You didn't investigate what was written in the jar pieces. Normally, I would have. So you didn't know your sister's name was written on the jar? No. If I had known, I would have gathered all the pieces and ground them to dust. Well, that helps my case. Lana, you do that for me? It seems you two might make up yet. Anyway, I just barely had enough time to move the body as it was. I don't know what's happening to me. If someone happened upon the scene, you'd lose your chance to erase the evidence. You must have been in a hurry. I was. I knew I had to destroy the evidence before anyone came.
Bakit nga?
This is rather shocking.
Why? Why?
I'm afraid this action of yours reveals what really happened. What do you mean? You really thought Dart killed Prosecutor Marshall?
O kaya nga, kung ang isip niya na si Dart ang pumatay kay Marshall, why did to forge evidence?
You wouldn't have wiped away the blood. What else could I have done in that situation? Lana, I only had a few moments. There wasn't enough time for me to do anything else but gather up the pieces.
Nandun na si God. Nagutusan na siya ni God.
How could you see with the power out? Should have been pitch black in that office. A detective is always prepared, Mr. Wright. Because now I always carry a pocket light and a camera with me. Even I carry a bottle of emergency luminol wherever I go. I never miss anything. I got every last piece.
Multa ba tayo dito?
No. It's the last statement. So you illegally rearranged the crime scene. Yes, I don't have any excuse for my actions. I'm so sorry, Lana. I didn't know. I've treated you so badly all this time. Not too late. Let's end at 10:50. There's still plenty of time to make up. We've gotten to the bottom of this incident. Without this way will leave a permanent stain on the history of the prosecutor's office. More contradictions have surfaced in her testimony. Your sister's really putting up a fight. She must really care about you. Right, isn't she the best? Still, she's not doing this the right way. I think I finally figured out the contradictions in her testimony. There's one final possibility that might turn everything around. We're back at the beginning. Yeah. Was she really sure she got them all though? If you click again, you'll go back to the beginning.
Ba?
Maybe, potentially, quite the large possibility. Remember when we fixed that jar, there was a missing piece that we later found in Gant's room?
Ano yung represent ko dito? Ay, parang wala naman.
There is. It's a repeat.
Jar ulit? Ha? Present?
Go with it if you think it's right.
Yeah.
Sky, I believe this jar conceals a truth even you were unaware of. What? We found the final piece of this jar in Chief Gant's safe. In the chief's safe? But how? I knew it. She really didn't know. There's something even more disturbing about that final piece. There was still blood on it. I didn't wipe that one. But the witness just testified that she gathered every last piece and wiped the blood off them. Yes, which leaves us with only one explanation. On the night Prosecutor Marshall was murdered, you were not the first one to show up on the scene. Chief Gant got there before you. Hell yeah. But couldn't the defendant have simply missed a piece? Impossible. I'm afraid that's unlikely. The pieces are too big for anyone to miss, let alone an ace detective. That may well be, but everyone makes mistakes. Even I once wasted an entire day looking for my dentures. They were in my mouth all along, huh? Can you believe? Have you forgotten, Your Honor? When this witness arrived at the scene, the jar was already broken. Oh, that. There's no way a name could have been written on a shattered jar.
Ah, so si God pala ang nagsulat noon.
Oh yeah.
Kasi kung basag na siya, paano pa siya susulatan ni Marshall?
You know what that means, right? Emma is not the killer. Another person discovered the scene prior to the witness. I hope you're not implying that person was Chief Gant at the time he was looking. You're dark downstairs. Besides, even if he was there first, why would he break the jar? The question is, if he did arrive there first, why did he hide that fact for 2 years? Well, Your Honor, can you answer us that?
Si Your Honor na ang ano?
No! Now he's the one having the breakdowns. Wait, I'm not the one on trial here. Yeah, he's not the one that's supposed to go on breakdowns. Damon Gant arrived at the crime scene prior to the witness. He proceeded to break the jar and purposely hid one of the broken pieces. Question: what is this action called? Forgery. But why would Chief Gant do that? In light of what happened afterwards, isn't it clear? What happened afterwards? Discovering the scene, Lana Skye believed her sister Emma killed the victim. This is a great blackmail opportunity, Gant thought. Determined to help her sister, she sought Gant's aid. Lending her his aid, Gant helped her create evidence that incriminated Dark. Sparing Emma, and therein lies the reason.
Kahit pala si ano, walang kamalay-malay.
Yep. The reason why Miss Skye became the chief's puppet. No! I did it on my own. Please, sis, stop trying to protect the chief. That looked really painful. I can't watch you suffer anymore for my sake. No, you didn't. It wasn't you, Emma. You didn't kill anyone. Don't believe anything Mr. Wright says.
Hindi nga siya pumatay.
Defense attorneys make up the most foul lies to defend their clients. Foul lies? Imagine that coming from my own client. I guess you do seem the type who likes to twist the truth. Hey now. Wait a minute. What if we're still smack dab in the middle of Gant's trap? Is something wrong, Mr. Wright? Lana, maybe you're right after all. What do you mean, right? So you do tell foul lies then, Mr. Wright? Miss Skye, please testify once more. But if evidence was fabricated behind your back, then Emma's accidental killing of Prosecutor Marshall might also be a lie.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I do remember knocking over Marshall. Miss Skye, if you will. I can't. There's nothing to be afraid of anymore. This cross-examination may not change a thing. However, there's a possibility that it will if you tell the truth. Oh, very well. I'll testify about what I really saw. Here we go. Finally telling the truth. Even though you're under oath. Thought we were gonna stay until 50.
Ang dami kasing gagawin palimang.
I guess that's fine.
Huh?
I guess that's fine.
Marami tayong may ano.
Oh, wrong button. I'm gonna save. And we'll leave it here. I guess it'll take us 2 days then. I think that's for the best though. Two
Hindi
more
pa natin
days.
matatapos yan.
Yeah. It'll be until Friday, assuming we can play
Okay
on
lang.
Thursday and Friday. Friday? I'm the best.
Bawa ako.
Go, go.